Hi everyone. Hi. Yeah, well, I'm back again today. Hopefully, we should be joined this evening by our good friend Mr. Triple O Firestorm 89. I'm just going to send him a link. See if he'll join us. We were scheduled to come on at 8 o'clock. Bit later than the schedule, but. Yeah. See if I can just find the link. Alright, so the email's gone through. Just see if he comes. Well, yeah, I think he's watching, so I think we're ready to go. He's active now. Just see if he comes through. Right, so yes, we'll just kind of really today has been a good day. I mean, there's obviously been one day since I did the last live stream, a little less than 24 hours, so not a great deal's happened. I've been swimming today, that's about it. That's the only decent, it's the only kind of pleasurable thing I've done. I've got my maths class tomorrow. Yeah. Yeah, and then I'll just be chilling for the rest of the day, getting ready for the weekend. I'll probably go out and have a few drinks tomorrow. Oh yeah, Sam's watching. I think. Well, I think it's Sam. Yeah, I'm not sure. I've got one viewer. Um, yeah, send a request to you, buddy, if you can. If you can't, don't worry. We'll. But yeah, I'm just going to send the link to a group of friends just to see if anyone wants to come on. Just send a message to a few people. Just send a link. I know I'm not saying much at the minute. Okay. Oh, John, yeah, and all these free for half an hour, he says. So, yeah, well. Got 2 viewers. Yeah. Just waiting for some people just for John to respond to the link. Something. You see Buzz Lightyear behind me there? Yeah, so Sam's watching. Knowles is just getting his computer ready. Yeah, say hello, Rainbow Dash. Yeah, just say hello while we're here. Just say hello. Hello. Okay. I think this should be it.
Lawrence.
Oh, hi Sam.
How you doing, mate?
I'm good. Yeah. Yeah, I'm very good, thanks.
Lawrence.
How are you today? Oh, hi Sam.
How you doing, mate?
Yeah. Can you hear me? Okay.
Yeah, I can hear you fine.
Yeah. Okay, kind of echoing.
Yeah, that was
John says you'll come on for about half an hour. John said he's free for half an hour, so
he's probably skiving off work. He's probably hiding in the warehouse. What have you been up to?
Well, today, not that much. I've only really been swimming is the only pleasurable thing I've done. Other than that, I've just been at home.
Well, work was busy.
All right.
Can't complain. Yeah. I like a busy day. The day goes by quick, so I can get home and.
It does, yeah.
Can't complain at a busy day at all, really.
No. I've put a message in our little joint group on Messenger. Put a link in just to see if anyone wants to come in.
Yeah, we should try and get more people into these chats. I know not everyone can because of other commitments, but we'd be nice to get more TF Nation buddies involved.
Yeah. Right. So what did you do when you got home from work?
Not a lot. I've only really been home about probably only about maybe just under 2 hours. Didn't get home till about 7, so I've only really been home just nearly 2 hours. Not a lot. Just had my tea and had a cup of tea, and just I said hi to the dogs and.
I think Nolsey's coming in.
Yeah, got reminded by my mum that I get paid tomorrow, so she wants the board.
Oh right, yeah, I know that feeling.
I never get to pay the board ever, but she always reminds me every month. I never forget.
Yes. Yeah. That's why I'm lucky not to be living at home anymore.
I wish I was there, mate. Wish I had my own place one day, maybe.
It will happen. Don't worry. It will happen. Just keep your head up. Keep going. If it can happen to me, it certainly can happen to you. So.
True. Well, there might be something in the pipeline. Maybe. It depends. I'll know. My sister's got an idea. Basically, my sister's thinking about buying a place in Hull, which is basically near where we live, and she's thinking about letting me live there on the condition that she'll basically pay the mortgage, but I'll be paying all the bills.
Yeah.
Which is a fair enough deal, because basically, at the moment, because of her job, she lives in Leeds.
Yeah.
She's looking at getting a house in Hull as like a future investment. She's not sure 100% yet if you know it'll work, but she's looking at having this place and me living there and me just paying the bills and she'll pay the rent and that kind of thing. So essentially, I'll be paying rent to her, but through the act of paying the household bills. So that way, she's cheaper for her because she's only having to worry about the.
Yeah, well, it's a fair deal, isn't it? You know, she buy the place, she'll pay the mortgage, you pay the bills. So she won't be there for. You'll be there on your own for quite a bit of the time. Then, wouldn't you?
Yeah, I've no idea. I mean, the only time she might pop round is whenever she comes back home, whenever she's got time. But you know, I don't mind living on my own. Really, I'm not bothered by being on my own. I mean, to be frank, it's not like I can't talk to people. Hell, you know, I'm talking to you right now by video chat, so it's not like I can talk to you if I wanted to.
Definitely.
Yeah, I mean, it must be useful for you though. I mean, obviously you do live on your own, so having this ability must be quite useful for you.
It is, yeah. It's great to get in contact with people who I know, and have the same interest to me, and I knew you and John on Facebook for nearly a year before we met in person.
Yeah, that's the great thing about Facebook. I mean, but my dad hates it. My dad is the only member of the family, with the exception of my mum, my grandma, who isn't on Facebook. But my dad just won't use it because he has his own reasons and stuff, which is fair enough. But honestly, I avoided Facebook for years.
Yeah, it can have its dark. It can have its dark side, can't it?
Yeah, I mean, I technically didn't really start using Facebook properly until I was about 20. I mean, everybody at school was kind of coming on to Facebook when I left school, but I didn't bother with it for quite a few years. I signed up, I think, when I was about 19. But,
that was the same thing for me.
Yeah, but I never bothered with it. And then when I was about 20, I went to my first. I think I was 20 when I think it was 20. I think I was 20 when I went to my first auto assembly, and after that, I thought, well, may as well use it because I can keep in contact with people on there, and that's pretty much how I got started on Facebook.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, you do have to be careful about, because obviously you can be talking to anonymous people.
Yeah, I only accept friend requests from people that I have literally met. So people like TF Nation, for example, if I know I will meet them, even if just once a year, I will accept them on Facebook because I know who they are. I mean, one thing I learned was don't put your phone number on Facebook because Facebook literally sells it and you'll end up with cold calls from all sorts of scam companies.
No, you shouldn't do that.
And I took my phone number off Facebook because of that, and I keep getting really annoying messages from Facebook every now and then saying, update your profile now. Please give us your mobile number. No, sod off. I'm not.
Yeah,
I know if I do.
No, you don't want that.
How's your music coming on?
Oh, it's going well, yeah. What I did last night.
I heard last night. It was quite. It kind of put me in the mood. I kind of thought to myself, this is a type of tune I could listen to walking into a nightclub as it opens. It's very much a chilling tune. It's the type of thing you can.
Thanks for that. Well, that's kind of the feedback I want. That's kind of the reaction I want. So, that's a nice response there.
Yeah, I could sit and listen to that with a beer and be quite chilled. I think that's kind of the one I got from that.
There we go. John should have the link now. That's good. So how's things up in Hull? On Hull, is it?
Well, we had a lady yesterday.
Oh, hi, John.
Smashed her head into the shop window for about 10 minutes. That was interesting. Something to do with her having an argument with a boyfriend, so she's decided to repeatedly smash her head into the shop window.
Oh, dear.
That was quite an interesting couple of minutes.
Yeah. Did you have to send someone out to deal with it, or?
Well, to be frank, because it was happening outside the shop on the public pavement, it was an issue for the police to deal with, not our security, because it's got nothing to do with obviously shop security if it's outside.
No, it's outside.
They kept the public away. They made sure nobody would use the entrance where she was pretty much stood bashing her head, but they had to wait for the police to show up because it was obviously outside.
Yeah.
If she'd been doing it outside, it would have been a different matter, but outside on the public pavement at the window, that's public, so police. You know,
Welcome to retail, bud. Welcome to retail.
Yeah. So how are you then, John? Are you going to work in a bit, or?
Yeah. I start at 10 o'clock, so set off about 9:30ish.
There's probably good. You're probably going to forget, and before you know it, the boss will be logging on here. Nilsy, what are you doing live streaming? You should be at work. I'm just going to do work from home now. Self-service at home.
Just simply time to fuck off.
Yeah. That'd be good.
Man, that's the ice cream sundae your dad had. Bloody hell, that was a monster.
I know. He ordered. He just said, "Can I have a sundae?" And he just thought it was just a normal one because he said, by the picture, it didn't look that big. And it came, and the guy said, "Are you sharing? Do you need it? Do you need more than do you need 2 or 3 spoons for it?" And but my dad said, no, I just need the 1 spoon. Thinking it's just a normal sundae. And then it came, and he's just like, "That's never man. That is never man." And everyone's bursting out laughing at the table. And then my dad's literally, I think my dad's in a bit of a sugar coma at the moment.
I bet he is. I can just see it in his mind. Think back to the doctors. John, now, remember, he's 71. He said not eat anything strong, like ice cream. I want you to be drinking water and eating only organic fruit. Pretty sure he said it's okay for me to eat all this.
Yeah, that's not going to happen.
What would my wife say? John, you eat that sundae, I'm going to punch you. Nah, I should be all right with it. Now, what did my son say?
You've got to have a treat every now and then, haven't you? You've got to treat yourself.
Yeah, that is true. That is true.
That's true, but that's going like OT.
I've only ever had a sundae that big once, and that was about 3 years ago. And I kid you not, I actually thought it was going to be a small one because I ordered it because there weren't any pictures. I was on holiday in where was it? Whitby. I was staying in Whitby for a couple of days, and I just found a little oldie ice cream place that did proper ice cream and all that. And I thought, oh, you know what? I want a chocolate sundae. So I just ordered a chocolate sundae. And he brought it over to me, and it was literally the size of the one your dad had. And I just sat there looking at it thinking, why me? Why? I ate the whole thing. It took me about 1 hour and 20 minutes because I really had to pace myself, but I did eat the whole thing.
By the way, how am I coming over tonight? Am I a bit better?
You're all right, mate.
You seem all right.
You're going to get clear on this. It's set for low bandwidth, so, it's easy.
Yeah, no, I'm just on about, am I coming over all right? Am I not going robotic like last time?
No, we can hear you.
No, you're not, mate.
That's good.
I'll tell you today, right? The last 2 days at work, we have had the equality training.
Okay.
Which basically just means, don't say anything to anybody that might upset them, offend them, or otherwise annoy them. However, 99% of the staff here don't give a shit what you say to them because we just don't care. Yeah. I mean, the thing that gets me, I'm all for equality. I don't care what a person's sexuality is, what a person's likes are. I don't care, as long as it isn't anything illegal, like paedophilia. But if somebody likes to dress as a woman, I don't care. But it gets me when we have to have meetings to state, right, equality. Yeah, I'm all for it. But I'm not a fan of all this thing now where we have to start changing in case we offend the minority.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, like for example, Lawrence, right, you're similar to a friend of mine. He's, I know you have a touch of cerebral palsy, don't you, mate?
Yeah, I do. Yeah.
A mate of mine's got it as well, but his is pretty serious. He's actually confined to a wheelchair, but he doesn't let it affect his life. He's pretty outgoing. He does a lot of stuff. I mean, we go to the cinema a lot. Me and him, we go see a lot of Marvel.
Yeah, well, that's good. I mean, this is what the Equality Act is really about. I mean, to give people the best life possible. But any company or place that doesn't provide suitable service, say for wheelchair users, or for disabilities in general, or to allow people to be open and have respect, whether it's someone's sexuality, whether or not they may be transgender or a cross dresser or something like that.
Yeah.
Then, but the thing is, there's too much non-equality I think in this country or across the world at this time.
No, there definitely is. I can agree with that.
Like one of the things that got me, like the other day, I saw a video on YouTube that I just thought was ridiculous. It was some social justice warrior feminist person who was talking about equality, and she had someone on with her who was in a wheelchair, and basically they were stating, you shouldn't ask a wheelchair user, what happens, because you might find that offensive. So you need to basically ask them, what's your story? My mate Joe, who says in a wheelchair.
Well, yeah, I mean, that's a much more polite way of asking them. Instead of asking, "Oh, like what happened to you?" Because if it was something that they might have been born with, or whether or not they were born disabled, don't ask them, because if you ask them like what happened, it seems like you want to know, like you might want to know for purposes of taking the piss.
True, but the way I looked at it, asking somebody who's a wheelchair user, what's your story, it's very vague. I mean, my mate Joe, like, he doesn't mind. I mean, for a long time, I thought he had spina bifida, but I actually said to him, and he said, "Oh no, I got cerebral palsy," and I was like, "Oh, sorry, I thought he's not bothered by it. He's, he didn't mind." But I can appreciate some people will, but I mean, the way I look at it, I generally don't care how a person is, what their life is, how they are, anything like that, because we're all different, and we all have the right to be ourselves and not be judged. But
yeah,
the whole concept now of having to tread on eggshells in case we offend somebody, I mean, if you accidentally offend somebody out of ignorance, just apologise. At the end of the day, you had no idea that you'd offend that person by saying whatever you said. But
no, I mean, this is the thing. I think when you're at work, obviously to be, so that that you're acting, you're behaving professionally.
Yeah,
you do.
Well, yeah, that's fine. That's acceptable.
And you should say, whilst you're out in public or with your friends, you should also be careful. Because if someone who isn't bothered about what others think, some people don't let what others think or say get to them, whilst others can be very offended by it. An example is when my dad was in America, and he was in a restaurant in one time in San Francisco, and he was saying, I hate America, I hate Americans. And this really offended this woman who was sat behind him. She turned around and had a good go at him. And I just said, well, you shouldn't say that. You're in America, you're in a public place. Just keep your negative opinions to yourself while you're here.
I definitely wouldn't be able to, if I was in America, to say I hate Donald Trump, considering at least 70% of the population hates him. So you'd probably get a lot of people agree with you on that. Just don't say it in Texas. Eat salt, especially, because you probably get your head kicked in. But yeah, you got a point, Lawrence. It's always best to keep anything that might offend people generally to yourself. But
yeah, as I say, I don't mind. If someone asks me about my story and stuff, I don't mind saying it. I'm open to talk. If people want to talk about it, I'm perfectly open to.
Have you ever, if you don't mind me asking that, have you ever had like a negativity in life because of the disabilities that you have?
At points, yes, but not. I wouldn't say I've had a negative life in general. The 3 key stage 3 years of school were particularly tough.
Yeah.
I was because after I was in mainstream primary school, I was in such a bad state confidence wise when I left because I felt so down below the other students. I was put in a special school for 3 years, but that really didn't work out. Plus, that school shut down. I really wanted to get out, so I went back to mainstream school for year 10 and 11, and that's when things really looked up. Yeah, I've had issues mainly with anxiety. I've had a couple of I had operations on my legs in the past, which has really helped me. Because when I was a little kid, my walking was much worse than it is now.
Yeah, I mean, like you was all saying a moment ago about the whole having to really watch what you say in front of certain people and the whole discrimination and things like that. I mean, the problem is nowadays, yeah, and it depends on the circumstance. Say if it's say if it's like a black a black person or something like that, and you say something incredibly offensive that is racist, then I could understand the issues that could come from that, or could develop from that, because police could get involved, so on and so forth. But when it just comes to normal everyday circumstance, such as just simply walking down the street, and simply it could be something you're wearing, like I think you'll remember this, Sam. Do you remember that idiot kid in town that kind of commented on your t-shirt and said that offends me? Out of
But he was
nowhere.
probably drugged up, so I don't know if that really counts.
No, it doesn't really. No, it doesn't really. But it's just, I'm just trying to prove a point that literally you could just simply be walking down the street and somebody will take offense to something as incredibly trivial, such as maybe your face, how you looked at that moment in time, how you looked.
It says, your face offends me, they're probably an arsehole.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm trying to prove, is that, the problem is in this day and age, it's everything's so literal. Everything's so literal. You've literally got to be by the book. You've got to really watch what you say, what you talk about. And to be honest, life's not all about that. Life, you don't want to upset anyone. I definitely don't want to. I'm not that type of person that wants to upset somebody, offend someone. I'm not that type of person. But when it comes to just dealing with everyday life and everyday issues and that, sometimes you can't really help offending some people, because it's like with working in retail, just simply doing my job is offending people, because I'm essentially standing there watching them putting stuff through, making them feel a bit uncomfortable, even though it's my job to stand there.
Yeah, exactly.
And put stuff through, But I mean, I don't know where I'm going with this, to be honest. But it's it's just life's way too literal at the moment, and I hate life when it's too literal. Like the whole you turn the TV on and there's nothing but issues on the news.
Well, and I often think it's a generational thing, because I mean, here's the thing. For example, if you look at our generation, personally, I think a lot of people in our generation are quite open-minded. They're not really bothered by people's life choices. But I think if we look at our parents' generation, especially from our father's generation, I mean, hell, my dad. He has a lot of opinions similar to your dad, John. Your my dad and your dad, if they were in a bar, they would probably get pissed and rattle on about everything, like gay people and bloody Muslims and bloody.
No, I mean, I personally, I have nothing against religious people, and I'll never say anything in their presence to offend them. I personally, I don't.
In the name of God, I have a problem with that.
Yeah, I don't really like religion as a thing, because it causes a lot of the destruction in this day and age.
Religion, and I'm saying this on a live feed, but sorry, again, no offense to religious people. Again, I do not judge a person on their religion. I really don't. I have my own spiritual beliefs anyway. But religion, especially modern religion, is the single biggest killer on the planet. More wars have been fought because of religion in the last 2,000 years than have been fought for freedom in the last 2,000 years. You know?
Yeah, I see where you're coming from. I mean, religion has... I know we're going live here, and this could kind of be flagged. This live feed could end up getting flagged for saying things like this, but end of the day, it's freedom of speech. But end of the day, like you say about religion, I mean, I don't care if my next door neighbour is a Catholic. I don't care if the other next door neighbour is a Jew or Jewish. I don't care about that at all. End of the day, that is that. You know, I'm Christian. Yeah, I am Christian, but yeah, I don't follow the faith. I don't follow the religion. Christian. I am Christian.
How can you be Christian if you don't follow the faith? They're not Christian.
No, because well, everyone. Well, basically, when you have your christening, you become a Christian.
No. If you're a Christian, it means you believe in the concept of the Bible. You believe in the concept of God. If you're christened, it doesn't make you a Christian, mate. Do you go to church?
All right, then.
Do you have
they say, you know, people can give up their religion. I mean, my mum was brought up a Catholic, but she kind of lost her belief in it.
Yeah.
Um,
I mean, just to clarify, I mean, it's just literally like religion in itself. Yeah, if you want to follow...
I like your microphone there, John.
Sorry?
I like your microphone there.
Oh, cheers, yeah. It's
Blue Yeti. Get your Blue Yeti. You will feel amazing at its vibrational power. It's the great sex toy around. Blue Yeti. It sounds like a diamond sex toy. It really does. I know it's a microphone, but the word Blue Yeti is making it sound like something you'd find on a fetish site.
Yeah, it's true.
You know, you want to do a video. Today I'll be unveiling my Blue Yeti. Oh my god, not in a live stream, John, no! Oh, it's a lovely microphone. Oh, thank God.
Well, anyway, so just to wrap things up, like I was saying, I mean, religion, yeah, fine. You know, like just gonna wrap things up on my end about that. Just, you know, if somebody wants to follow it, I don't mind. But I don't like, the only thing I'm against is the whole preaching thing where they're like screaming it in your face and things like that.
Yeah.
But other than that, you know, I personally don't follow it. I personally don't follow it because literally, like Sam says, or Sam said, I share the same temperament there where, you know, religion has caused more conflict and caused more issues than it has to actually help towards those issues, if that makes any sense. It's caused more problems. But end of the day, you know, that's one main reason why I don't bother, is because the Bible's been rewritten so many times over the, I don't know how many years it's been out. You know, it's been rewritten. The New Testament, the Old Testament's been altered, constantly altered because of certain things and happenings that happen within the faith, such as, you know, you've seen it in the news what unfortunately does go on. Well, anyway, so let's move on to another topic. Do you want to talk about something a bit more rosy than talking about this crap?
Yeah.
What do you want to talk about? Do you want to talk a bit more about...
It's like 10 days until Infinity Wars.
Ooh, it's talk Infinity Wars then.
I'm looking forward to that. Hey, have you heard the rumour that's going around about Infinity Wars?
What?
Obviously, there's a lot of speculation as to who's going to die, because obviously someone is going to die. There's a rumour that started circulating, Kim, that Loki will die.
I've heard several rumours that it's likely they think Tony Stark will. Because I don't think Robert Downey Jr. wants to do any more.
Yeah, I heard that because Iron Man 3 was meant to be his last film, wasn't it? But obviously he was contracted to the 3 Avengers films.
I mean, to be honest with you, I mean, it's all like speculation and everything with all this stuff, but we already know 100% who is going to die anyway.
Oh yeah, Captain America, 100% he'll die.
Well, no, I'm not on about him. I'm on about the Vision.
Well, actually, there's a theory that he may not die because somebody's done like a scene by scene breakdown of the main trailer, and they found a scene with the Vision in it without the Mind Stone in his head.
Right.
So people are thinking that maybe he will survive having it ripped out, but maybe he'll just diminish in power, like he won't be as strong.
Yeah, unless he's somehow managed to become more. Because obviously he's actually like a what do you call it? Generic.
He's an artificial human.
Yeah.
Yeah, this thing it's seen in the latest trailer where Peter Parker accidentally reveals his name. You said today he's Spider-Man. So what I'm wondering is, are they going to do this part from the comics, the Avengers comics, where after Tony Stark has exposed Spider-Man's identity, will Aunt May get killed as a result of that? Because I know that happened in the.
Well, yeah, because I know it's in the original Civil War, isn't it, where he comes out to the world that he is Peter Parker, and then pretty much his entire life just goes to crap, and I don't know.
And then he starts to switch to Captain America's team, doesn't he?
Yeah, but I don't know. It's a good point, Lawrence. Actually, that's a good point.
I mean, it's going to be interesting how this film pans out, to be quite frank. I mean, I ain't got much longer. I can only be on for another 5-10 minutes. But anyway, so it's, I mean, like, Infinity Wars is going to be incredibly interesting to watch. I mean, obviously, we've got, the Guardians of the Galaxy in there. You've got plenty. The thing is, this is only part 1. So the characters that we've seen in part 1, there is a part 2 to this. So hopefully there won't be too much bloodshed in the first part.
What I can't wait to see is the Iron Spider-Man.
Oh, yeah. I hope he's going to have his bloody legs. Yeah, because he has like 4 robotic legs, doesn't he?
Yeah.
I hope he has those.
He probably will, but yeah, I mean, what's interesting about part 2 is still all up in the air because, I mean, there's also apparently when they, I don't know if it's changed because originally the cast that was announced for the Inhuman series, it was actually the Inhuman series actually going to be something different. There was actually going to be coming into the Marvel Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. series, and then that got canned, that idea, and then they actually released it as a separate series, which, quite frankly, I've watched 1 episode of it and it looks absolutely terrible. But I will actually check out more episodes because I've got some more on my hard drive. But it's interesting because if you look at the casting call trailer that they announced like a year before they started filming, you've got all your main cast that have been since the you've got Hulk, you obviously got Iron Man, Captain America, Black Panther, you've got what's her name?
Black Widow.
Black Widow, yeah. And you've also got, what was the other one?
Scarlet Witch.
Scarlet Witch, thank you. You've got all the main roster as you would come to expect.
As well, one of the things about Infinity War is going to take into account is the film starts literally where Thor Ragnarok ends. It literally starts.
Yeah.
I don't know if anyone remembers, but one of the end credit scenes for Thor Ragnarok is basically Loki and they're on the Asgardian ship, and then all of a sudden Thanos' ship appears.
Yeah.
Literally, Thor Ragnarok literally starts at that point. Also, it's also picking up just after the events of Black Panther. So both Black Panther and Thor Ragnarok, where they end is literally where Infinity Wars starts.
Yeah, because obviously Captain America and Winter Soldier, they're both in Wakanda, aren't they?
Yeah.
So they've been held up there and like kind of like their protection. So yeah, because it's going to be interesting because like I was saying about the roster there, you got the main roster that we've all known and loved. We've obviously got Spider-Man in there. You got Black Panther, which are new additions. Then you've got what I'm really interested in is how the Guardians are going to play some sort of thingy in this because, quite frankly, there's only Star-Lord and Groot that actually have actual physical, actually have abilities. The rest of them are practically just normal beings.
Star-Lord doesn't have any abilities.
No, because. Yeah, but doesn't Star-Lord meant to be part of, and he's supposed to got some sort of abilities?
No, he is technically he is the son of a celestial being, but he doesn't have the celestial powers anymore because after they defeat Ego, his dad, he loses that ability because his ability only came with the connection with the planet.
Yeah, I remember that now. Yeah.
The only members of the Guardians that have I'd say have abilities are Groot. That's it, really. I mean, Groot's the only one who's got actual abilities. I mean, Drax is just really strong. He's like really strong.
Yeah, Drax is just like a normal warrior, pretty much.
I forget her name. The green lady. She's an enhanced human. I mean, she's faster, stronger, and all that kind of stuff. And then Rocket,
Nebula
being as well. Nebula, yeah. And Rocket's an enhanced being, but the only one that's got actual real abilities is Groot.
Yeah, because he's.
Yeah, I was saying at some point they said because the Netflix series, they are canon in the cinematic universe. They have said at some point they'll probably bring in the characters like Daredevil, Jessica Jones, and Luke Cage into the movies.
Yeah, I've heard that as well. I mean, it's going to be interesting because I think apparently what I've heard about Part 2 is it's going to have a lot of surprises cast-wise that people are not going to really understand because Sam knows about this. I don't know about you, Lawrence, but there was a post going around the interwebs of possibly Hugh Jackman on the set of Part 2. Did you remember?
Yeah, but would he be Wolverine or because the Wolverine he's playing isn't part of the cinematic universe, is he?
Well, he is not.
Unless it's a different Wolverine.
Well, not the live action version, obviously, because Logan killed off that character.
Yeah.
But what we're talking about here is that now that Disney have bought the rights to majority of the rights to Fox, they now essentially are legally allowed now to pretty much to bring X-Men or Fantastic Four or whatever characters they wish to bring in to the cinematic universe again, because I know they were trying to reboot the Fantastic Four, which
there's kind of a lot of talk from Marvel that they may not do that because they have officially ended the Fantastic Four comics. So there's a lot of rumors that they may not bother with it, at least not yet, because it would be difficult for them.
What about? I mean, I know the Silver Surfer. He's part of the Fantastic Four storyline.
Yeah,
be good to see him again.
It would be interesting. I mean, what's interesting is as well with Deadpool. It's interesting. It's going to be interesting to see how the whole Deadpool sequel is going to pan out because we know Deadpool 2 is obviously introducing you to Cable, who is the son of Cyclops in the comics. So they're bringing Cable into it, and they're also bringing in the rest of essentially starting X-Force. And I do know there is a story where X-Force do come into the kind of do crossovers with other series. Because Deadpool is actually in quite a lot of different stories since he was first.
Yeah.
So it's going to be interesting because essentially, like I said, Fox have now set a big majority has been purchased by Disney, and Disney own the rights to Marvel. So it's going to be interesting to see how this is all going to pan out and who we're actually going to see in Part 2 because Part 2 I'm more interested in Part 2 than Part 1, if that makes sense. And that's stupid to say.
The other thing is that's what they want for fans. They'll probably leave it at a point where it gets really good, and that'll make sure that everyone comes back for Part 2.
Well, obviously, yeah. I mean, I think the Russo brothers. Obviously, it's too early to really say, but I think the Russo brothers they did a fantastic job with the Captain America sequel. They made a really entertaining and really good action-packed and a really good balance with action and story. They did a really good job with that. But it's going to be interesting to see the Russo brothers tackle such a momentous film project split into two parts because, quite frankly, I think Infinity Wars has the largest cast in movie history, I think.
No, isn't it total 68 cast members altogether?
Yeah, because there's still cast members yet to be confirmed for part 2.
I mean, obviously, Captain Marvel's one of them, but the interesting about Captain Marvel,
I know Doctor Strange is in it as well, isn't he?
yeah,
he's in part 1 as well.
Yeah.
So basically, all the characters that have been introduced before Infinity Wars are in part 1. But what we're talking about is that there's going to be characters from other stuff that are going to be adding to the roster to try and bring Thanos down. I mean, there is some characters, like I just spoke about, the Guardians of the Galaxy. Those characters, Guardians of the Galaxy characters, they are practically, except for Groot, they're just practically normal beings that are just a bit more enhanced in physicality.
if you kind of look at,
they will not be able to go. They won't be able to go toe to toe with Thanos. You're gonna have to have some. You're gonna have to have people like within the main roster of the Avengers, like Hulk or something like that.
Out of all the characters in Avengers, realistically, you haven't got many which have got the traits that allows.
Oh, it's gone 20 past. Are you going to be all right? Or
yeah, I'm gonna come off I'm gonna come off in a minute, but yeah.
You don't want you to be late for work. That's all.
Yeah, it's okay. I've got a couple of minutes.
I mean, for example, I definitely want to see Hulk go up against Thanos.
Yeah.
That's going to be interesting because I think Hulk's pretty much. I don't think Hulk's going to be that much of a figure for Thanos. I mean, maybe at the early stages, possibly, but once it gets all, because it's going to get to the point where it's going to have all the Infinity Stones in his gauntlet.
Oh yeah.
So it's going to have to be an all-out effort with everybody in part 2 to try and. Because to be honest, it's going to be interesting of how they're going to bring him down because in the comics, if I remember, he wasn't actually destroyed. He was actually imprisoned in something.
Yeah,
I think in the comics, I think he was actually imprisoned within something because he's just too powerful. They managed to kind of I think they managed to kind of take his gauntlet away from him or something. So he was pretty much just back to his normal strength, and they managed to imprison him.
Well,
something like that.
When he has all the Infinity Stones in his gauntlet, he's literally a god. He's unstoppable.
Yeah. Well, anyway, guys, it's been a awesome chat. I'm going to have to get going now because unfortunately, I have to go.
Okay, well, have a good shift, my friend.
But, don't do anything I wouldn't do. We are lads live on stream.
Let's get naked.
I'm going now. Quick. Oh, yeah. Anyway, lads, talk to you soon, yeah?
I'll take my clothes off now. Okay, no one else wants to take the clothes off. Okay, that could have been fun, but no one wants to have fun. Right, mate, have a good work shift thing. No doubt we'll see you later.
Yeah.
Yeah, you will do.
We'll see you soon then. All right.
Understood now.
Yeah, it is. So have you been watching anything new recently?
Not recently. I've got. Well, I want to make a start on more anime. I need to got some anime I haven't watched yet that I need to watch. I've got some anime that I've had for like 3 years that I've not got around to watching yet.
Yeah, I was thinking about us potentially going to a PonyCon. Were you thinking about that probably for next year, possibly?
Yeah, I've been thinking about it. I'd love to do one.
Definitely. Yeah, I think it'd be too much this year. With obviously, I think most of my finances I'm saving are going towards TF Nation this year.
Yeah, same here, pretty much. Pretty much is truth there.
Yeah. I mean, I probably would do TF Nation next year as well. I say I did Digicon in February.
Yeah, your Digicon videos are getting a lot of attention.
Pardon?
Your Digicon videos are getting a lot of attention.
Yeah, mine are, but I think they all are, aren't they?
They usually do. I have all my TF Nation stuff I do. I've got a lot of like videos where I'm just walking around the main dealers hall.
Yeah.
Gets a lot of attention.
I think I only did really one of those videos there last year because I spent so much time talking to people and in the dealer room purchasing stuff.
I hope Gundam Mad are there. I hope they're there this year. They weren't there last year.
Yeah, they had to pull out at the last minute last year, didn't they?
They did, yeah. It's a shame, but I hope they're there this year.
I'll definitely get a Gundam figure, and hopefully, Nick should be there again this year, shouldn't he? So
Yeah.
I'll definitely be giving him a lot of cash because he'll have things I want. There's no question of that.
Yeah, Nick's a good kid. Always selling stuff.
There's no one else really active currently on Facebook or Messenger I can ask to join.
There's quite a few people I could ask, but I'll be frank, I've no idea what they're doing tonight or if they even got accessibility, to be honest.
Yeah.
Better off free prepping, really. Because asking people at random, you've no idea if they can or they can't.
Yeah.
So, what are you doing tonight anyway? What was your evenings like anyway? What's your evenings usually like?
Normally, when I finish the stuff I do during the day, I'll happily just stick the telly on, either turn Netflix or YouTube on, or get a DVD out, or play a game, or do this. Yeah, sit around, possibly get a couple of beers out, or just a cup of tea.
Yeah.
What about you?
Well, same really. I mean, by the time I get home and all that, I had something to eat. I had a cup of tea. I just tend to chill. Just whatever I fancy. I've been playing a lot of Star Wars Empire at War recently. It's a good game.
Is that a PC exclusive?
Not sure. Might be. I'm not sure.
You can get Battlefront 2. You can get for console, obviously.
Yeah. I don't think Empire at War was on console. It's not a game that'd work on console with the setup.
Is it an online sort of game?
No, it's just it's basically. It's basically. Have you heard of a game called Command and Conquer?
Yes.
It's basically Command and Conquer, but Star Wars.
Yeah. So I've played many Star Wars games in the past. I'm hoping to get a copy. I'm hoping to get my hands on a copy of the original Sega game so I can play it on my Sega Mega Drive.
I think one of my favourite Star Wars games is Dark Forces 2 and Jedi Outcast.
Was that originally for the PlayStation 1? I remember that. Yeah.
Because there's Dark Forces, which is literally just,
I had that one.
It's Doom with a Star Wars skin, but it's actually really
I had them both actually. Yeah, so I had both of those. In like 2002, I had Star Wars Bounty Hunter, pod racing game. I had I think it was Star Wars Battlefield for Xbox 360, and I've got Battlefront 1, but not Battlefront 2.
Yes. The thing with games is they're now bringing back all the classics, but as HD remastered.
Yeah.
And all the kids are now playing those games. But I mean, we were playing those games like 20 years ago when it first came out.
Yeah.
So
I mean, the first video game I was really obsessed with when I got my first PlayStation was Crash Bandicoot, and now that's being remastered, and all the new generation are introduced to it. So, yeah. But say you're a big PC man, aren't you, Sam?
Yeah, I always have been.
But did you have a games console when you were younger?
No, never had one. Never. But PCs is better. They're much more diverse. There's more to them. You can do a hell of a lot more with a PC.
Yeah, I mean, obviously I've got an Xbox One, which is Microsoft, so it has quite a few of the functions of a PC. But I personally, I don't know if I'd get a PC for gaming.
Well, for each to their own, really.
Yeah.
I mean, graphically, we're at a point now where we're kind of as limited as to the limit where we can go with graphics. We won't be able to get any change. There is actually at the moment a video on YouTube which shows you kind of like the next generation of graphics, which just look incredible, but we're probably a good 10 years away from that being mainstream. It's very early days of graphics.
I mean, what do you think to this VR gaming, this virtual reality?
I mean, it's very much in its infancy. It's definitely going to go a long way. It is,
yeah. So I probably won't start buying any VR headsets and stuff until it more or less takes over.
Well, yeah, there's not a lot you can get on VR at the moment, really.
No.
But most of the VR games you can buy are more like short testers, like 15, 20 minutes long, that just show you VR capabilities. It's going to be another 15 years, I reckon, until VR really, really kicks in big time.
Yeah. So I'm going to nip to the loo. Do you mind if we start another broadcast in a few minutes? Or
No, it's fine, mate.
Yeah, I'll just because I won't want to leave you on for about 5-10 minutes without. Okay, I'll open back up in a moment.
Yeah, no worries. Give me a shout.
Thanks.
No worries.